8:30. I've got 8:30 here, so I've got a few more. Here they all come. Okay. So Nikki's recording. Okay. So happy Wednesday, happy Team B call. We are going to be featuring me tonight. We're going to be doing the 100 Club journey. This was a presentation I put together for Mitra Ray at the Seattle Summit. And somebody had asked, have you shared this yet with your team? And I was like, oh, I don't think I have. I've shared it with everybody else except my team. So I was very vulnerable in front of the room, a little emotional. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this and just do it for you guys. Even though you guys know a little bit about my story, I get a little bit more real and raw in it. So I'm just going to jump right in because it's about a 30-minute presentation, maybe 25. But I am going to jump in. Before I jump in, though, I just want to let you guys know for next Wednesday, because I will be out west for an entire week with my family. Dr. Mitra Ray is going to be our guest speaker, but it's not going to be at the time that you guys are used to, just because I couldn't get her on Wednesday night. And the reason why, she's got yoga. She's a yoga teacher. So if you guys want to write this down in your calendar right now, Mitra is going to go live on Wednesday with me. I'm going to actually be interviewing her everything about the keto. It's going to be at 12:30. Somebody has asked me to do it in Design a Life You Love so that we could add people to it versus doing it in Team B. So I think we're going to go live on Design a Life You Love. And then if there are people that have keto questions, you can just add them to the group and tag them in it. And so we've got a week for you guys to personally message me any questions that you have that I can put on the list for Mitra. So if you guys have been frustrated or don't have the answers on how to deal with cancellations or people asking you questions, Mitra's going to try to dummy it down a little bit for the average person to just share, because I know sometimes it could be confusing, and I know that she does have a video out there that we can use, but she's really going to try to make it simple for all of us to understand. So again, that's next week. It's 12:30 Eastern time. I'm actually going to be out in Calgary when this happens, Melinda, so your time will be 10:30 in the morning. It will be there live though, so if you miss it, you can just go back and watch it. Okay? So I will be teaching, yeah, I know you'll be teaching your Zumba. Okay, so I'm going to get started here. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to go from the beginning here. Can everybody see that? Give me a thumbs up, Brandy. I can see you. Brandy, can you see my screen? Yep. And you can hear my voice? We're good? Okay, awesome. So 100 Club climb definitely was messy. A lot of you know how messy it got sometimes. This was actually a picture of Melissa and I when we ended up going up to a resort this summer. And I got to do my first full-on bud math with a bunch of women. It was pretty awesome. So before I jump into my story, a lot of people, especially new people, say, okay, 100 Club, what does that mean? What does 100 Club mean? So I just started this presentation off for really the newbies to understand the concept of 100 Club. Because I know when I first started and tried to understand it, it seems so big and so hard to even get my head wrapped around it. So from simplicity standpoint, it just means that we have an organization that has at least 100 active distributors that clubbed in that month. So a 1 club means that there's 1,000 paid PVC under that rep. So I'll give you an example. Melinda, who's one of my frontline reps, lives in Edmonton, and she has been clubbing since I think month 2 of when she started this business. That means that she has at least 17 3-blend orders under her that get paid on a monthly basis, and it creates 1,000 points, and it shows up on her downline growth report on column 4. If you're in the US, that would be 24 3-blend, and a 3-blend is the fruit blend, the vegetable blend, and the berry blend. That's what we call the 3-blend. And so that just gives you an idea of the caliber of 100 Club. And down below you can see that in the beginning, when you kind of like start working with 1 or 2 reps, your monthly income is around $500 a month, annually $6,000. You start to build and duplicate yourself and others. A 3 club to about 11 club is about that $1,200 a month, which is $15,000 a year. A 12 club, which gets you to the Elton Awards once a year, which is a really big recognized dinner and event for 12 clubbers. And we've got some new 12 clubbers this year on our team, which is awesome. They're building and duplicating. Income-wise, around $3,300, an annual income of $40,000. And then when you get to the 39 club level, not only do you get invited to the club retreat for 3 days of luxury and spa treatments and get to like rub shoulders with some of the elite, but that's out there and that's possible. That's about a $10,000 a month income. I like to say a 6-figure income, and it continues. So this business is real. It pays real. As I sit here and look at my vision board that's on the wall, what's really cool is I have my name on my on the vision board, and I just kept on changing my goals. And if I look back, oh my gosh, NMD, I wanted to go NMD October 2011. And so I don't know if any of you guys do vision boards, but I just kept on changing the date. And I remember having 39 Club up here for the longest time and having pictures of it. And I was like, wow. I mean, it's been a 13-year journey, but it has definitely been messy. So messy stands for, M is for mindset, E is for lead by example, S is for sacrifice, S is for seek, and Y is for yes. So I'm going to take you through the acronyms and share some stories that has really helped me get to this 100 club level and really wanting more. Not I want more money or I want more fame, but just when you get to this place of knowing that you can just help so many people, you just want to help more people. You want to have another story. And that's my motivation every day is who's the next person that I can help? Who's the next woman that I can inspire to start making that, income where they don't have to go back to their jobs. So really tapping into that why. So for some of you that are on the call tonight that have never heard my story, just to give you a quick background, I did come from the corporate food industry. I worked in that industry for about 10 years. The last company was Campbell's Soup. I called on Costco. I traveled a lot. They paid me well, but I didn't have much of a life because even though on my paycheck it said 35 hours a week is what they paid me, the reality was I could put in 60 to 80 hours a week because I needed to just get the job done. But it was food allergies with my first child, Ella, that woke me up. I went back to school. I became a holistic nutritionist. I changed careers, opened up my own clinic. Wasn't getting paid a lot. I do remember a comment from my ex at the time saying you'd make more money at McDonald's than a holistic nutritionist. And he said that because as a new nutritionist, we could spend upwards of 4 to 6 hours on one client, making sure that we were perfect and doing all these meal plans and stuff. And, to get a small amount of money for those hours, it broke into less than minimum wage. And that's what he meant by that comment. And it's like, how long could you do that? And, could you see yourself one day making what you made in corporate as a holistic nutritionist? And I said, well, maybe one day, if I get on TV and write books and, all this fun stuff. And this was really before even the concept of social media and building online. But over my journey, I did lose myself as a stay-at-home mom. I had alcohol abuse personally. I used it way too much to numb my pain in a very unhealthy relationship. I was in a broken marriage for a long time that I probably hid from the world, a lot of pain. Up and down in my weight. Definitely did the adrenal fatigue and rock bottom where I just wouldn't want to get out of bed. And this is me doing the Juice Plus business. Juice Plus came into my life when I had graduated from nutritional school and my mom had introduced it to me. And I said no to her a lot until one day she just caught me at a very vulnerable time. And I said yes. 4 months later, got some blood results back from my friend. She looked at me. She said, these results are fantastic. This Juice Plus is working for you, for your kids. And we started to see some really positive changes happen from, you know, increased energy, stronger immune health. But it was Ella's allergies that started to come down. In 4 months, they had come down in half, and in a year, fast forward, and we had our results back from the naturopath that she was actually showing allergy-free, symptom-free, which was pretty amazing. So Juice Plus definitely was an amazing tool for us, along with other lifestyle choices that really got us to a place of health. And so grateful every day that my mom never gave up on me. And we have to remember as distributors is never to give up on somebody. It's no, but it's maybe no right now. And you know, what's beautiful about this is people come and go all the time in your life, but to always somehow stay connected. And I'm following up with people in the last couple weeks of people that have maybe been with me before and then have left. And it's so cool because I have my first rep that's coming back into the business after 10 years. And she's like, I'm ready to build this business again. So we've just been working together, and you just never know when people will start to show up and it might be the right time for them. So that's pretty cool. So just, you know, grateful for this business. You know, it took me a while to get over my ego. I definitely had a lot of ego in this business. 4 years to wear the Juice Plus t-shirt. Some of you know that story. But it wasn't until I started to see this marriage falling apart that I went, here's what I need to do. Either I need to go back and get a real job, a job, so that I can actually be making an income so that if I do decide to leave, that I'm going to be able to afford food on the table for my kids. And so in that moment, I decided I really needed to go to work on this business and give it a shot. And so I was a stuck SSC for a long time, senior sales coordinator. That's our first leadership position in the company. And I made a decision to give it my all for a year and really go out of my comfort zone. And that's what I did. And I built to NMD, got the corporate benefits package, and it gave me that kind of momentum and confidence to say, you know what, maybe I don't have to go back to that job. And the rest is history. I did leave Arthur. That was just about 4 years ago. And I haven't looked back. Once I did that, my business just grew and grew and grew. I think it's because I energetically let something that was really heavy on my heart and wasn't serving me well energetically. We're friends today. I'm grateful that we get to raise teenagers in a very healthy and respectful way, bouncing back to 2 homes. And yeah, it's I really believe that this journey that has given me the confidence and the money through this has given me the confidence to go through this in a very elegant way. So it's been a gift on so many levels. Definitely a single mom. I do have a boyfriend. Some of you know him, Brad. I feel like I'm thriving, and definitely my passion is whole foods focused. And those are my 2 hashtags out there, and starting to use them more on Instagram. So let's start with M, mindset. This is never going to stop for me. Mindset is something that I think we always have to work on a daily basis, right? I will become whatever I believe I will become. Ask yourself when you look in the mirror every day, who do you think you are, and do you know who you want to become? So important. So I'm going to ask you guys a lot of questions in this presentation, but you know, what's your story that's holding you back? And I know for me, there was a lot of different stories that were playing in my head over the journey that I went through, but I had a story playing in my head that network marketing doesn't work. And that's a story that came from my childhood of seeing my mom fail over and over again in network marketing. I had a story that I was too busy to do this business. I had a story that don't get too close to people because you'll get hurt, because I had moved so many times in my life and built relationships and then they had gone. And so I had this guard up. Money's bad and it doesn't grow on trees, a story that came from my childhood. You have to work harder to get more. Thank goodness Mitra taught Melissa and I one time when we were trying to build, is that you work, but then you go play. And I didn't know how to play. I didn't know how to play until I found this business, until Mitra gave me permission that it was okay to play. I just thought you had to work and work and work until you just drop dead at night in the pillow. And so I've learned to have fun and play in this community. A story that I had was I can't afford Juice Plus. When I had found Juice Plus, I already had some credit card debt and hard. So I had the challenge of like, how can I sell this when I don't even have money? And I can't afford to go to conference. Can't came up a lot. That was in my vocabulary often. I can't. I have the kids. I can't. And so when I look back at all these stories that I had to get over, and let me tell you, it took a while to get over them, but it's so worth doing the work to get over the story that's holding you back from, greatness, really. So mindset, what story am I willing to change in order to move forward in all areas of my life? That's a great question. Write it down, have that conversation with your reps, find out where they're stuck. It typically is a story that they have playing in their head. Now, I'm doing Brave Leaders right now. It's an amazing program. If you're a senior sales coordinator or higher, you get this beautiful program by Brene Brown that you get tapped into. It's twice a year. Follow up with your upline leader to get more information when the next one is. But what we learned in this course is that the #1 shame in women that we deal with on a daily basis is body image. And I'm sure that you can all relate to that as women, body image. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. Oh my gosh, look at my double chin. Oh, look at my acne. Oh, look at my grays. And usually I can weed it out right away when I do a 3-way and I do Zoom. I love to do Zooms right out of the bat with new prospects. But I would tell you that at least 50% of the prospects don't want to have their face on the screen. And right away, I know that we are going to have to deal with body image issues. And it's just a fact. And so as leaders or future leaders, you just have to be very sensitive and compassionate about where that woman is. There's also shame in men. And for men, it's weakness. Showing any form of weakness, whether it be emotional or crying. And it's really hard for men. And I think, for men to get up in the room and, not, have to like jump into something makes them really scared and nervous because they don't want to look weak. So it's very fascinating when you get to work with women and men in this business and know and ask questions about, maybe where some of their fear is. And then not that we can help them and heal them, but we can definitely direct them, encourage them, maybe encourage them to go on courses. Maybe you can work with them if you're doing a local event to start getting them in front of the room and over time start to help them build that confidence and crush the story that's playing in their head. And I've seen it within our team and organization of people being able to crush those stories and get up. When we heard Sarah Mokhtar's story of the journey that she's been in to get to NMD just at the regional, and just how beautiful that she's been able, to come into this beautiful place and change a lot of the mindset that really prevented her from being great for so long. So here are some of the mindset tools that I have used over the years that has kept on helping me peel back the onion and fall in love with Nicole. So right in the early days, I did was Landmark Forum out of Toronto. Another very similar program that Michelle Ball and Sandy do is called PSI. So you can write those down, Landmark Forum or PSI. I feel that they're actually quite an affordable, I'm going to say, mindset training. I just Googled PSI, and PSI is actually running a weekend course. I believe it's the first weekend in November. It's a all-day Friday, like 10 to 8. Saturday is a 10 to 8, and then Sunday is like a 10 till 5. And the price point on that is $850 Canadian. So just to give you an idea of the type of investment, but let me tell you, it's been so worth it, because in those weekend courses is when you're really peeling off the onion and looking at, where your stories come from and helping you to create a new story. Image through Dr. Mitra Ray, done some work there about, again, getting rid of layers. Brave Leaders, which I'm in right now. I've got a beautiful pod of 8 women that we get connected to now on a monthly basis and tap into the training and teachings and mentor each other. Daily affirmations, meditation, finding an accountability buddy. This was something that Mitra trained on. The rep called this Tuesday, is how important it is to find an accountability buddy. I was just talking with Sarah Beardmore not too long ago, and she's been working with her team to partner up with 3. So if you're really, really serious about moving to the next level, I would highly, highly recommend finding a buddy. It can be a sideline buddy. It doesn't even have to be all of us on the team. I know that Jenny Little, I spoke with today, has partnered up with Kelly Skinner as well as Sarah, which is awesome. So, and they're not, Jenny's not on our team, but they vibe at the same kind of frequency. And so there's kind of a buddy system that's happening there. So if you need help finding a buddy, just reach out to your upline leader and we can work and hopefully find a buddy so that you guys can feel that you can have this accountability if you really want to get to the next level. Obviously reading, right? Always reading, whether it be on the phone or Audible. And then of course, business and spiritual coaches. Next is E, is example, leading by example. Here's my question to you. Where in your business are you afraid to lead by example? And I have to be honest, when the Transform 30 came out and they said that you couldn't drink for 30 days, that effing freaked me out. Because I mean, I had come out of, you know, this old life to this new life, and I was using it as a crutch. And so as you can see here, this was maybe like 2 or 3, maybe 3 years ago, where I finally was able to do it and say I did it. Like I was doing it, but I wasn't doing it. Like I wasn't playing full out. And so I finally did a Transform 30 full out 30 days. And as you can see, I think I dropped about 14 pounds all around my tummy. And I was like, wow, this actually works. And guess what happened when I did it? I felt more authentic to the world. I had a real true Transform 30 story. And then I was able to just build my business from there. It was so awesome. So here's my question to you. Where do you need to lead? Do you need to lead that weekly call consistently, especially if you are building a team? Maybe you need to be doing something else on the side with your new emerging team. Are you doing regular events in home and online? How about, do you need to run your own monthly shred group? Some of you are still hiding behind my shred group, and I'm not shaming you for it at all. I'm just saying, you know, it might be time for you to cut the cord. Maybe it's time for you to run your own shred. Showing up at events, you know, are you showing up at events, or are you just sending your people there all the time and not leading? Are you signing up new reps yourself? Are you signing up new customers? Where are you hiding in the business? And then ask yourself why. S is sacrifice. So what is your sacrifice that you do to this business every day? So this, sorry, I had a teenager. It's you can warn them, don't interrupt me. So I'm going to share quickly this sacrifice story. This is Ash. I don't know if Ash is on the call tonight, but this story hopefully will get you in the heart. So maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when the Transform 30 came out, Leslie had arranged for me to drive to Peterborough to meet Tina, who is Ashley's aunt. And it was in February. It was cold. There was snow on the ground. I was downstairs by the fireplace with my girls. It was midweek. And honestly, I didn't want to go. I was like, I'm too comfortable here. The roads maybe aren't that great. I shouldn't go. But there was something inside me that said, Nicole, you committed to this event. You need to show up. You need to show up. I need to say yes, not no. Stop using those effing excuses. Get out of your comfort zone. Get out of those PJs and go put on that, you know, business jacket, whatever. Look what happened. I showed up. Tina the next day started Transform 30. Her life changed forever. And then she got to introduce this beautiful program to Ash. She's one of our biggest, brightest light leaders on our team. She's coming to conference for the first time. She won that $1,000 because she had so many customers that first month. And she's lost 75 pounds. She's getting close to her goal. I mean, oh my gosh, guys, there was my sacrifice. How many sacrifices are you making to make a difference and to help you grow? So what are you willing to give up for a short period of time? TV, maybe sleep, kids, family events? I mean, I did miss kid events. I wasn't there all the time. And sometimes I even had to miss birthday parties. Not all the time, but I would schedule the birthday party the day before or the next day. PJs replaced with heels. I love that one. That comes from Sarah Mokhtar when she told me about, I got to get out of my PJs more and get my heels on to build this business. I'm like, yeah, girlfriend. And just, you know, getting out of your comfort of your routine. We all get in these comforts and nothing grows in comfort. So here's what you can write down. I'm willing to give up what in order to live a freedom lifestyle. S is seek, right? Seek is like that vision, right? Only as high as I can reach can I grow. Only as far as I seek can I go. Are you looking further down? Are you looking at the big picture? Are you looking? I always had, once I changed my mindset to the point where I could be a national marketing director. Why not? Why not me? And then it was like, I could be 100 clubber. Why not me? So it was the vision that I had that I kept on going. It's like, why not me? So what do you seek? What does it look like for you? What is your vision board? Are you looking at it every day? How does it make you feel? Does it get you excited? Does it get you out of bed? But then once you hit it, what's next? Again, not to fall in that comfort. Have the vision, whatever that vision might be for you. And then the last part is the why, the yes. Remember in the beginning I told you it was I can't. So there was a lot of no's. And when I started to change those no's to yeses, a lot of good things started to happen in the business. So my question to you is, what do you need to say yes to more often? Right? Say yes and you'll figure it out afterwards. It's like some of you going to conference. Yes, I'm coming. I don't have a room, but I'm coming, because you have to trust. You have to trust that you will find a room. And that's how I've had to build this new mindset, is like, say yes. I remember like Mitra asked, can you speak at the Seattle Summit? I was like, I quickly looked at my calendar. It was like 3 months out. I was like, it looks good right now. Yes. Did I have to do a lot of maneuvering? Did I have a teenager that I had to come along and buy a ticket and hang out with her? And it turned out so fun. Yes. Say yes. You know, can I be in a team call? Like last minute, Doug Barlow, can you help me out for Tuesday? Can you be on that? I don't want to. I don't want to give up another night, but I said yes. I'm so glad I did, because I met 3 new friends on it. So fun, right? You just never know what's going to show up for you. So the Push to 100 Club, events, tons of it. Bank code, understanding personalities, not just going after reds, but having compassion for yellows and blues and greens. Leaning on Nikki to do a lot of the admin stuff that I don't like to do and use my skill set in the right way. Having strong communications tools, making sure that we're communicating with you guys in a very effective manner. I love our Design a Life You Love page. I know that we've done a lot of work on it. I know we're going to try to like bring some more life to it with more stories, but such a great place to share our stories in a safe place. Planning a year out, we're doing a lot of that right now. And just getting reps out on the right feet, giving them the tools. Now that we've got like the new starter guide, how cool is that? We had like one of the best regionals coming out of Toronto. And for any of you guys that missed the regional, the cool thing is all of the video of that regional is on Team B. So I would really encourage you guys, because the women that were in front of the room that were doing the short 15-minute presentations on the new starter guide was like fantastic. They just blew it out of the park. And so if you're needing to restart your business and figure this out, or maybe you're like, oh, I've got a new rep on my team and I don't know how to train them, go back and watch those trainings so you can get some really great tips and get the confidence that you need to start training your reps. So as I close off, if there is no mud, there is no lotus. And that is so true. Lotuses only grow in mud. And it's almost the analogy to my life, right? There was a lot of mess, there was a lot of muck, but I kept on coming to the surface a little bit brighter, just like the lotus. So in the messy of life, I found me. I really did. I found out who Nicole Scott is, what makes me happy, what makes me vibe, what makes me sad, where do I need to create boundaries. But the bonus was I got to 100 Club, and it was really worth the journey. Trust me, there were times where I was like, oh my gosh, do I have to hear another rep complain about beep, beep, beep? I'm like, can I just not work at Campbell Soup and get paid and go home and not have the phone ring on the weekend? But you know what? I never traded, because all of those calls, all of the tears, it's made me who I am. I needed to hear the stories. I needed to have the compassion. I needed to bring out the yellow in me. And so with that, I just want to, thank Team B for loving on me, for supporting me, and for believing in me and trusting in this journey, because without you, I wouldn't be here. And so we all have beautiful stories, and it just keeps on getting juicier and juicier as I get to see your beauty, your greatness shine through. And the regional for me was just such a bow, is to see so many of you shining on stage, and to have JD and I'm blank, hold on, Crystal, thank you. I'm like, use the C word. Hosting. And it was so beautiful. I told Sarah Beermore that, we had JD. She didn't even know she had, that JD was on. And she goes, you know what? We need to do more of that. We need to be showcasing our young distributors that maybe aren't NMDs or QNMDs or SSCs, but they bring such beautiful gifts, and they're on their way. So I just love that we can feature all of you guys in front of the room. And I love, JD, I don't think you've ever said no to me. So I just want to do a shout out. Like, you've never said no to me. You'll be like shaking, and then you're like, okay, I'll do it though. And that's the attitude that you need to have to get to the top, big time. So on that note, it's 9:03. I haven't really seen any of the comments or anything. Does anybody want to open up the line and close off, or any comments? Thank yous. I haven't read any of your stuff here. Here come the tears. You rock, thank you. Scared as heck. Awesome. I'm just reading these now. Awesome. You guys are so quiet.
Thanks, Nicole. That was awesome. Everyone's just thanking you. There's tons of comments.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
Nicole, that was amazing. So inspiring. We're so lucky to have such an awesome leader.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So have a good night, everyone. And so much planning going on in the background. You guys have no idea. We're always planning for you guys to make sure that our events coming up are going to be awesome and effective. And yeah, and so if you guys are thinking about events in the next year and you need some help planning, reach out to us. We're just in planning mode right now, making sure that we get the big buckets in, and we'll love in your area. Have a good night, everyone.